thing and sticking my 2 cents from time to time because I don't want to give away too much anyway, you know.
Yeah, that's the tough thing is trying not to give too much away because you guys have played these and I haven't. So
Yeah. No, I'm saying I don't want to give away to anybody that's watching either. You know,
yeah, yep,
hey, I wouldn't have done this, or I wouldn't have, I would have preferred this or that. You know, I'm not gonna try to I don't want to give nothing away.
yep. Okay, guys, here we are. First day of CC Summer Showdown critiques. We got 4 in the books. We're coming up on the 5th. To preface this, I've always got to throw this out there. Number 1, don't pay attention to my score. I'm looking around at different things when I look at these courses. I don't care what I score on them. So if I score well, I score well. If I don't, I don't. It has no bearing on the judging. It has no bearing on whether it is CC applicable or not. Secondary for the designers that are in tow on these streams. If I point out technical flaws, they're technical flaws. You're not going to find too many complaints from the other judges. They're going to say about the same things. That being said, most everything I point out on courses is nothing more than opinion. It's things I see that I think could be done in a different way to improve the looks or playability. It doesn't mean what the designer did was wrong. It just means that I'm a designer as well, and I'm looking at it through a different set of eyeballs. Take it for what it's worth. Use it on another course. Don't use it. Doesn't matter. The main thing is don't go back into the threads and start, making a big fuss about it. And please don't inundate me with countless PMs about how unfair it was or anything else. I try to be very respectful from when I do these. I just ask for the same respect in return. Other than that, I don't think I missed anything in my prefacing. I'm going to be playing tour or player clubs instead of tour clubs. Only because with it being a CC styled event, I believe most of the people are going to be playing tour club I keep on saying that, player clubs on CC. So
I can do that.
Yeah, so I am going to play it with player clubs and those that are on CC that play with tour clubs, and there are quite a few, will just drive it further in me and all that kind of fun stuff. So without further ado, we're going to be doing Dorado Hills Golf and Country Club tonight by D-Dog. And joining me is going to be one of my TGC After Dark compatriots and co-judge, Michael Flood, a.k.a. Aces Are Wild. We're going to do the gold tees. They're at 72.89.
All right,
so that's pretty healthy test.
I'm going to switch my clubs to player clubs real quick here.
Yeah.
Since you're playing with the players, and that is, most CC players do play with them.
Right. I mean, you can play with whatever you want to. So,
at
72.89,
player in such a long time.
He didn't give me a recommended tee or pin set that I noticed in this thread. So I'm going to go gold and pins number 1. I always default to pins number 1 if somebody doesn't give me pins that they recommend.
Yeah, I'm getting on it right now. I got that saved.
So
I've already played it a few times.
Dan, you can join in too if you want to, man. We're just sitting here in channel. I figure it's about your dinner time. So this is their opening hole. Look at some waterfalls in the background. God, I hope this is the right course.
Dorado Hills G&CC.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is the right course, correct?
Yep.
This is not what I was expecting it based on the name. But I wasn't expecting waterfalls from D-Dog. Shit. D-Dog throwing waterfalls at me right away. Holy shit. Okay. So what do we got off the tee?
I'm loading up right now as we speak.
Right on, man.
Player clubs, huh? Hey, maybe I won't slice so much.
I don't know. It hasn't fixed shit on me.
No? Oh, well.
Yeah.
So much for that idea, then. Well,
so,
the phone's bigger.
I'll tell you what. I'm taking a little bit of a break on critiquing like cart paths and everything this contest, only because the cart paths in TGC2 are a little bit wonky as shit.
Yes, they are. It's a little tougher to get them.
So,
I've spent a lot of time on these cart paths.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time and you can...
They are nothing like doing them last year. I mean, nothing. But still, you can get them. I mean, it takes the work. It takes a lot more work.
Yeah, my first issue with this might be that I don't know that I can get to the fairway in this wind. Let me do a
You gotta go over
practice
to the
swing.
right, all the way over to the right, and you can reach. Hold on a second, let me just turn around here. Okay, let me see how
Okay,
this
we're on
swing here.
perfect. So we'll see how long that lasts. I expect it's going to be about 9 holes. Yeah, he's going to make me play to the right on that one because that's
Yeah, I got no choice.
that 10-mile-an-hour wind back in there.
Doesn't look
What's
like
up,
it was
Kessler?
laid out for, but he's got an angle to the green, so I mean,
Yeah, I don't have a problems with making people play over here. Nothing
no.
blocking the view.
Nothing
Yeah,
blocking us.
Dan, I played the other ones on PC earlier, so this is going to be a little bit of trial and error coming into this one playing on PS4 now. Completely different swing, but I'll probably do a little bit better. I'm hoping anyway. Since the patch, my swing on PC has gone to complete shit. So, pretty basic setup there. Pretty deep bunker there to
Oh
the
wow, I
right.
was looking for my clubs and I don't have them. Different clubs. Like clicking and clicking, wondering what's going on. Let's see here.
Yeah, Dan says he gives my PP about 5 holes. Actually, it's been about the 9 hole mark. Same as it's always been, man. Oh, I hit that too hard on that. Oh, shit, that was a bad chip. That was horrible. If that was even a chip, that was probably a pitch, if I'm going to guess. Boy, that's a way to save par right there.
Yeah, got me lucky. She barely rolled in. A little bit more speed, and I would have flew right by the hole. Yeah,
So,
she's she's wide open.
yeah. First hole was very clean. Second one, I mean, it looks like the landing areas are pretty straightforward. So,
Like you said, cart pass could always use work, but then again,
yeah, they've been the only thing, but I mean, some people put more priority on them than others. I prefer clean cart pass, but I can also understand the frustration in TGC2 and working with them. And I'm going to give more passes on it now than I will in January when we do the Invicta. When the Invicta rolls around, people are going to have this shit sorted out. I absolutely will gig people on cart pass at that point because people have figured out on either how to work them, to exclude them, or the little tricks behind them. I mean, I did it on Rasputin. It's not that big of a deal if you just want to do the time on it. So,
yep. Not bad.
what's up, Matt?
Brushes around the green could have been a little cleaner. Got like 3 feet behind the back of it, 1 foot on the side of it.
No, I don't necessarily mind that. Only because they don't have to be uniform, in my opinion. I've played plenty of real life courses that have different cuts of first rough, depending on where the landing areas are, even around the greens. I mean, I'm not one of those people that thinks that everything has to be 100% uniform. Now, I tend to be more uniform in my looks only because I'm OCD, but I don't consider it to be wrong, if that makes any sense. Okay, iBags lover. This is warning number 1, man. You're on the wrong channel for that shit. You want to keep it up, then I can move you. We're doing live stream critiques for a design contest on TGC2, the Golf Club 2. This is what it is. I apologize. I'm a bottle of wine into the night. I have a very low tolerance for bullshit as we sit here. So, pretty straightforward greens. I actually should have made that one.
Yeah, green is pretty straightforward too. I keep forgetting on how slow it is too, so I'm overplaying some of the brake.
You haven't done anything yet, but I don't know what the meme, the happy face Wagtoons meme, is supposed to mean up there on the comments. So it's a golf game.
This fairway could have been a little bit cleaner right here in the beginning. You know, it's like you look at this.
Yeah, some of the brushwork right there is if a little bit
Brushwork
off.
could
It's
have
kind
been a
of
little
a
bit better. I
little bit
mean,
more uniform.
yeah. I don't know how I feel about Stan sitting up there on the hill. It's a little different. Seems a little out of place.
The Kessler, we're not. You just released yours, man. No chance in hell I get to it tonight. I'm kind of running in the order that they were released. So I'll say this: it's kind of a cool look going into that green complex right there. From back here, I kind of
Yeah.
like it. I like what he's done with the bunker over here to the left. It's not greatly exaggerated. I mean, I tend to bring my lips up a little bit more than he's done on that one, but it works because you get just enough of. I actually really like that bunker right there. You get just enough of a look off of it. It looks real. And the green complex looks kind of cool from back
Oh, you
here.
talk about the fairway bunker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fairway bunker there on the left. I like the
Uh-huh.
look of that. I actually think on this bunker that I'm looking at right now, probably could have raised that, elevated that just a little bit more, and shown it off. Give that hole a little bit different look, but all in all, this is a pretty neat little hole. Strike two, man.
Oh, just get rid of the idiot.
I mean, it's funny that people say shit like that, but the fact of the matter is, it's my Twitch hammer or Twitch channel. Twitch hammer. I was already thinking band hammer. It's my Twitch channel, so I can do whatever the fuck I want to on it. And if I don't want you like acting like a douchebag on here, I'm not going to let you act like a douchebag. Take it for what it's worth, dude. Your choice.
This bunker in front could have been done a little bit more cleaner. Oh God, that was a terrible flop. Jesus Christ.
Oh God. Why do people have to be assholes? I mean, he's 147. These are some of the slower greens
Yeah,
that we've played thus far.
medium
So,
greens.
yeah. So, not a bad little hole right there. Even though I did my best to mess it up. I got a par three going back up the hill.
Yepper.
Well, Clint, there's definitely certain ways to frame it. I mean, I don't think that every shot has to have a view to the green, so to speak, but it has to have a view to something, if that makes sense. But I think framing your greens is a very important element to a course. I mean, I'll admit that on mine, there's sometimes I put bunkers or elements into in and around there that really are never going to come into play in this game. I mean, it's video game golf. That being said, they help to give me the look that I want to go to. And now, like Reeb, going by some of his judging posts, I mean, if it doesn't have a purpose, then he tends to give it a knock. Me personally, I like to give designers artistic license, meaning that sometimes you put things into play that just make things look better.
I do that. Plus now, I'm starting to think a little bit differently because you got different tees. and you know you're going to be playing off a different tee. This bunker may not be in play for this tee set, but it'll be in play for the next tee set. You
Right.
know, so you can kind of look at it that way too sometimes.
Well, he's hit the CC challenge thus far. Probably could have been just a little bit taking a little bit more risk on the greens with creating movement, but I can't complain about what he's given us here. Thus far, all in all, it's been solid. I mean, it's a D-Dog course. The guy puts out solid courses, so you can't knock him on that.
Nope. Car pass are still getting to me.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm
I know it's hard.
this is the one time I'm probably giving a lot of leeway on cart pass. Only because with it being new, some of the frustrations that go along with it, I can't really gig people on it a lot. Now, come Invicta time, not so much. Yep, here we go with the fast one. Dan may have been right. It may have only lasted 5 holes. I actually did hit that one fast, though. I felt it when I did it, so I can't complain on that.
I think the fairway that he has that's going around this green right here could be a little cleaner. I don't know, it just looks kind of wonky to me.
Well, my next contest will actually be the Invicta, which doesn't come around till January. Yeah, merging those brushes right there could have been a little bit better, but that's also his style. So he just created a round circle around it and then cut his green inside of it. So it is what it is. But yeah, next contest will be the Invicta. That being said, I do have an idea for another one that before I hit this shot. Probably do it after the Invicta and use it as a very small contest between the Invicta and the Showdown. It's going to be a limited field. We're not going to do this big of a field. And it's going to be a contest where I make 10 names of fictional golf courses. And it's up to the contestants to pick a name and first come, first serve, and make the course that they best think represents that name of that golf course. I think that could be fun.
That'll be interesting.
Hit that pin, bitch. What's up, Matt?
Ah, good evening, Matt.
I've actually got a ledger book over here that's nothing but golf course names that I've came up with. And I mean, I'm 3 pages into it now. That's obviously more than I'm ever going to put out. I just don't do courses that fast. So, I mean,
No, really?
Yeah.
I love Rhino's comment. We'll see your next course on TGC 6.
Yeah, there might be some truth to that. No problem, Matt. I was trying not to be like overly bitchy about it. You know what I mean? I was just trying to get the points in, and you know, like I said when I start these things up, if you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. That's just my eyes as a designer. I mean, nothing that I had to say about that has anything to do with judging. That was just my first impressions of the course, and you are one of the designers that I think you're right on the cusp of doing just some really fantastic things. You have very good, solid golf courses right now, but you're lacking that final little finishing effort on doing it. And those are the type of things that get you to that finish line of being a good designer to being an elite designer. So just is what it is. Like I said, no offense intended if anything came across that way. Sexy cliffs and bath time falls. No, I tend to go more serious on my names, man.
Oh, God. Really, Matt?
I never hit that hard enough to even give it a chance. I think I had the line on that, but the this bunker right here on the water looks a little out of place, or like
Yeah.
it needs to be sculpted a little bit differently or anything else. It's kind of a little bit wonky.
Yeah, it looks like it's randomly thrown in there.
Yeah, Matt, you had some pretty good greens on there, but you had a couple that I felt like just got away. They were just where the pin was and the way that they laid to the approach shot was a little bit weird. And I made a comment after that I said that I feel like a lot of designers sometimes build their course with the greens put in place, but then they don't really design their greens or have a thought as to how they're designing their greens until after they've built everything up around the course. And it's really the opposite way to look at it. You build your entire course really off what you're doing with the greens. Every approach shot is built off where you're wanting somebody to hit the ball into. And I'm not saying that necessarily applied to your course. That's the only reason I brought the comment up, because I wasn't necessarily playing that towards yours. You only have one green that I felt that way. You had one green that when I was sitting there looking at it, and it's like, well, you know what? If I was playing with tour clubs and I hit it out here this far, I can see it because it's a short enough hole at that point that I've got a little bit of excuse me room to land the ball. But anything less than tour clubs and a good shot right there, every angle going to that green from the fairway felt like the green was meant to punish the shit out of you whether you hit a good shot or not. That was the only reason I made the comment. But yeah, I made a note of that. I even said that a couple of times during the stream. Is like, why did he pick these pins for us to judge for a CC contest, man? Because these are the extreme pins. I could tell by where you had them placed. I knew where you're going, but it was a good, solid course, man. You did a good job. Oh yeah, I'm playing on PS4 now, so I've got to jerk that damn stick back, don't I? I can't just
Yep.
like ease the stick back. I've got to jerk the stick back. Okay.
The PC, if you jerk it back, you get the fast
Oh
back
my
swings.
God, that PC swings all over the place right now, man. Good solid green right here. I actually like the flow of this hole. Got the bunker fronting it. Got a little bit of curve behind it right there to push your ball back to the right if you go too long. So this is a solid hole, especially for a front pin location. I actually think you did a really good job with this one. Yep, this is a solid hole. Good solid hole. A little bit of a waterfall behind this one.
Yeah, this little par three here.
You know, something I'd like to see from D-Dog, and I realize that this really isn't necessarily his style, that he's a little bit more straightforward in what he does. But like this bunker to the left of his green right here, I wish he would exaggerate his bunkers a little bit more, because this bunker right here, if he were to go in, sculpt the land a little bit, and make this a recessed bunker coming to the side of this green right here, and then flatten out this left-hand side of it, would look so freaking cool in relation to the hole. It would frame that perfectly. But once again, that's just the designer in me on that. Other than that, it looks pretty solid. I believe myself so short on these with that slow backswing, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing
Slow
the same thing.
backswing's
I
killing
just
me.
did it.
The main thing I got to remember that these greens being so slow that I can actually be aggressive with holes now. Been playing so many 175s and above that.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time adjusting at first. It's not as much break.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can be aggressive with these. Oh, and Dan, I'm not quite a bottle through it yet. I've still got maybe. I've got a couple of swigs left in that bottle and about half of a glass left up on there. I'll be at the end of the bottle before I get done with these tonight. But this looks like a cool concept of a hole. Decent rock work going in the green complex right there. I know what he was going for. Could have pulled the land up around it just a little bit more. But looks like another solid hole. Uh-oh. Trying to go perfect. Didn't get it. Still got slow and then fast, but I may be safe. Uh-oh. Shit. Stop, ball. Fuck you, ball. Okay. Now, that hurt a little bit.
Fairway.
I did go through it, but it's okay. Chances are it wasn't reachable before. Even with tour clubs, I don't think you can reach that second one. So this will be fine. Just keeps me from doing something stupid.
This bunker that's right in front of me over here. That could have used a little more work to it. Nice big bunker like that.
How about the big waste bunker on the right? There on the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't do a lot of exaggerated sculpting with his bunkers, and I learned that through not only playing his courses through time, but just what he's submitted to past contests and everything else. So there's a certain part that you just recognize that this is going to be what he's going to do. Finally, get a perfect off that. Woo, and it flew. Holy shit.
Much off and it flew that far. Good God.
Woo. 3 mile an hour tailwind actually has more effect than a 15 mile an hour tailwind. That's good to know.
Wow. Will you look at that? Oh, God.
Take it easy, Kessler. Good to see you got your course out, brother. So thus far through the front 9, it fits the bill from a difficulty standpoint. He's done some nice things with it. Kind of curious to see what this area right here looks like off the tee. I noticed that he did not put porta potties on this course, unlike his last CC course, because he had a comment from one of the judges about the porta potties. And apparently it really pissed him off.
Porta potties?
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Well, there was one like the second hole, and I think one of the judges made a comment like, you got to take a piss by the second hole. You should just stay in the clubhouse kind of deal. And yeah. He just, he did not take that well at all and thought it had something to do with the judging, and it really didn't. That was one person's comment. So I guess we're going to see this on the 18th. Kind of a neat little area he's built up there behind the tee box. I like how this downslope plays right here off the tee. That's pretty cool.
Oh, the par 5?
Yeah, if this is a par 5. Yeah, 581 yards, I guess it is. Mm-hmm. Just the downslope off the tee. That was pretty well executed right there. Saw at least one course today that wasn't very executed very well at all.
Got a little aggressive with that chip.
You and your aggressive chips. You aggressive chipper, you.
I suck at chipping.
You aggressive chipper.
It wouldn't being one of the strong points on one. Of course, everybody had the strong point on one, but just absolute doggy poo. See, left a lot of the planting, it looks like, to the whatever the auto chin put out.
Yeah, it went very minimal on the planting.
Yeah.
So Some of it I think fits. Some of it could have been cleaned up just a little bit, just to.
Yeah, I would have cleaned up some of it here and there. Just seems out of place, dirty.
This is another green, given the distance and the size of it and everything else. Could have been a little bit more aggressive in some of the sculpting here. I mean, he's got like some yellow back in the back right. Probably would have smoothed that out, like up here on this corner, create a little bit of a hill, and then kind of back here. It's kind of hard because I'm on that camera right there, but could have gone and raised that a little bit, create a little bit of a depression right there in the center, in the back left. That'd have been a nice flow of
Yeah.
that green right there. And it made some for some very fun pins, even CC wise. But once again, that's just a designer thing.
Oh, what a crazy putt!
Hey, babe.
Can't believe I made. I
Hold on one
can't believe I
second.
made that shit.
Mute myself here.
I think with being a CC contest, some of the contestants are, a little leery about going too aggressive with the greens.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think that, and I tried to explain that in the original post, that with it being CCM and CC Pro divided now, CC Pro guys are pretty much web players, man. You do
Yeah,
not
I know
have
they
to
are.
handle
I
them
play
with.
with a bunch. Trust me, I play with a
Yeah,
whole bunch of CC
they're
Pro
pretty damn
players,
good.
and they're putting up the same kind of scores that some of these
Oh
web
boy,
guys
that
are.
went
So I
left in a
mean,
hurry. That was a very misleading putt right there on that one. Well, this may be the last year where I actually try to put a difficulty challenge on it. That being said, I like doing this tournament because it sets me up for courses for CC in the. Because I mean, we're about to start like the new season, so this is the right time frame that I get these, and now then I can stockpile the front end of CC Tour with new
new
courses.
courses.
It's one of the reasons behind it, but
Oh, it's a great idea, no doubt. So since Rod stepped away, who's doing Euro now?
I didn't even know Rod stepped away, man. I didn't see the
He
post on
told
that.
Yeah, he told me last night he's just not into the competition. He's struggling with the game, and he's just not into it. He says he only likes playing RCRs. I was talking with him about 4:30 in the morning last night.
Yeah, he hasn't made an announcement on it that I've seen, so that's news to me. This right here looks a little bit funky. I don't mind the shape. Probably could have taken a little bit of that point off of it and rounded it out, or put you a hill down in there just to make it make sense. Right now, it doesn't make a lot of sense as to why that would be
Yeah,
there
I didn't really care for
if
that
you're looking at
either.
a real course. But that being said, it's like the layout of the hole otherwise.
Roll back in the hole, you son of a bitch.
Tell you what, for 7,200 yards, I haven't felt like this was bad for player clubs. And everything's kind
No,
of felt
actually,
spot
it's
on
quite
for
easy.
distances, yeah.
First time I played a guy that's all he uses, and he shot, I forget, 13 under on it, I think.
I shouldn't have lofted that. I knew that was going to check up. I should have let it. Should have lofted it just a little bit, not as much as I did.
His fairway here seems just to be a little bit sloppier the way it's designed compared to the others.
Definitely a little bit different. This kind of breaks
Yeah.
into the continuity aspect of what we're going for. He's had a look and feel going, and I think you're
Yeah, and
right.
he's kind
This
of got
one,
away from it.
this breaks off of it a little bit. It doesn't feel like it quite belongs in the same way. Also, a little bit weird that it's that far wide right there in the
And
big in the hump.
you're never gonna come anywhere near that area either.
and then it gets really, thin down here. So you either have to make that area thinner or you have to widen this area out.
Yep.
It's just got a little bit of a weird flow to it, but almost a weird little hill right there. Hill's almost
Yep.
overdone. Not quite, but it's getting close to being a little bit overdone.
I mean, like the 1, 2, 3 trees here. I think you could have done something a little bit different, just not to make it look so like.
Yeah, I don't mind those as much. Only because looking back at it, it does kind of frame it in a good way. I mean, they're all willows, and not being able to spin the trees and everything else.
Yeah, true. Change the sizes or something.
Oh, they did. Like one's really freaking
Hills.
big. The
Yeah.
others look pretty similar,
Oh my god!
but
I didn't even look at that and I hit it.
it's got 4 big willows back there in the back. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Wife's mom just went to the Mayo Clinic, and they're trying to get through some of the news of all of her stuff. She's got some pretty bad health problems right now. Oh, is this a 6-foot putt I can miss? I believe it is. I
I
believe it
did.
is. There's So what's going on, babe? No leukemia, no bone cancer, correct? But at least they know it's going with the same thing. And unlike the doctor she's dealing with at home, these guys can probably figure out what's going on with it. So that's actually really good news. Well, that's actually a very positive thing. So that should be good news. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, she just went to the Mayo Clinic and they were afraid that she had either leukemia or bone cancer. And
Oh
at her
god.
age, that was not going to be a good thing.
No,
So
it's not a
finding
good
out
thing at any
tonight that
age.
it's not. Now she's actually got a pretty serious blood disorder. It's actually in her blood. But as long as they can pinpoint what it is, they can come up with a better treatment plan than what she has. So that's pretty good news. Hmm. So we got a ridge. Got the one bunker on the right.
Yeah, the ridge right here kind of takes away from seeing the green, but I guess that's not
That
really a big deal.
doesn't bother me. I think the only thing that's getting me on this one is this fairway bunker that's here on the left of your ball.
Yeah.
If that was raised and elevated, instead of that being on the decline right there, that would help set this one off. It would add something to it. This one right here feels like something's missing from it, and it's something you can't put your finger on it. But it's one of those things that just
You
feels
gotta be
like
real
something
careful with
is
this
off.
fairway
But,
where, like, if he was playing off the back tees, I know when I played on tour, I hit the center of the fairway and rolled off. So because he's got such an extreme mound right here in the middle of this fairway, where it's like 30 yards behind you.
yeah. Yeah, now they're
I
looking at
hit
the
it
green
just on
from
the
this
right
bump
hand
right
side, and it shot the ball way right.
here. Yeah, this could be done a little bit differently just to give it a little bit better feel and playability. I mean, this is actually a playability thing right here where my ball's sitting, so I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I take this hump down just a little bit. I mean, it's good to
Take it down a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, it's good to
That's what
create
I would
that
have
flow
done.
down. I like the fact that he's got a hill here. I think that's very cool. But a little bit less of the hill here on that incline would make that a little bit better. because right now it completely closes off your green complex.
Yep. Oh my god, I just missed another 6-footer. Look, beautiful. Rolled right across the cup.
Other than that,
It's like he
solid.
looked all the.
Go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
I was going to
I
say
was
it's a
looking at
solid
something there.
whole concept. It really is. It just lacked a little bit on the finishing touches right there. It's a great idea for a hole, but that one hill right there kind of gums up the
Yeah, that
works.
took
But
away
solid
from it.
hole.
Yeah, that's what bothered me about it.
A nice long par five right here.
Could have moved this right side fairway bunker a little bit closer and a little more into play. Both this tee and the tips as far as landing.
I have to back out and look what you're saying. Well, at least it got the blimp in there. So,
Oh yeah,
well, this may be one of those things that may have just been dressing the hole, not necessarily put into play. From the tips, it looks like it might come into play depending on the angle, but no, I can see the tips right here.
yeah.
I mean, the fairway
That's
is
all.
wide enough. Chances are it's not really going to come into play, but I don't have a problem with it. Oh man, I am bunker bound on this one. I have that feeling about it.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this thing.
Well, if I'm
Where I'm
smart,
going
I
to roll
club
it
down.
into.
I just take a 5 wood into it instead of a 3 wood, but I'm going to test it out. See if I can stop it short. Nope. I did what I wanted to, so that worked. That worked just barely.
Yeah, I'm going to roll right in it. Playing out of the bunker is not such a bad thing sometimes in this
Oh, I hit
game,
that
though.
slow. Shit, get up there, ball. Oh, I just took a birdie out of my hands right there. I lofted it and then played it slow. So, oh well.
Yeah, I didn't hit it hard enough. Oh, and
Ooh,
I
I
just missed another.
crushed the putt.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, I keep forgetting these slow greens.
I know they're
You just don't
slow,
have
and
to play
because
that
it's
kind of
slow, I
break.
just crushed it, and I just gave myself a shitty putt coming back. So,
Yeah, that was all mine. Like you said, you get used to certain greens, and
yeah.
I get on these 140s and stuff, and I keep forgetting that it's just not going to break like that.
Yeah, nothing like par and par five. Same problem I had in TGC
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I started
oh
climbing
yeah,
the
yeah.
ladder once I started birdieing the par fives. I'm starting off the same way in TGC two, man. I just par the shit out of par
I think
fives.
this is a sucker hole for the driver.
Yeah, definitely. From the tips, I can see using it, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, back here, 3 woods play off the tee on this one. Kind of a neat little hole, to be honest. Kind of digging that.
Yeah, I just kind of wish he would have been a little more creative with his bunkers. They seem like sporadically thrown in. Oh, let's see here.
Whew, another Another iffy little putt right here. Oh, and it flattened out at the end. Son of a. Had the right bend to it, and then it looks like there was. No, I mean, it's all running the same way, but for whatever reason, when it got near the hole, man, it started going the opposite direction. That's funny.
This hole
The air
here,
hole.
it would have been cool, but it just seems like it's out of place for the rest of the course.
What's that, 17th? Par
Yeah, this
3?
little par 3 here, it's just, I don't know. It's like an island green and rocks all around it, you know. I don't know. It just seems like, boom, you just.
I can see it that way, or I can also see it as a change of pace. I mean, I've played courses like that in real life where all of a sudden you come across one and it's a water hole and there's like no other water on the course, but I don't have that much of a problem with it.
He definitely looks like he used every building that's in the game. I mean, he's got every single building on this course just all over.
Oh,
I don't think he left any out.
I'm gonna say you missed my hole in one on Aaron Links today, didn't you?
Yeah, I was watching that in and out as I was designing.
Yeah, I had a hole in one on Aaron Links. That was kind of funny. Right as I was talking about the greens, and damn near had a hole in one later on in the round. I knocked it within like 2 or 3 feet. I was like, shit.
Oh, that would have been an awesome putt. Oh, God.
Roy says one of every object usually means a good course.
Really? Yeah, I'm sure you're going to make a course that looks like this then, huh, Royce? He did, dude. He used every single thing that's in the game.
No, there's skyscrapers I don't see out there. A lot of skyscrapers.
Well,
yeah, not all the skyscrapers though. He didn't build like
all of them,
fucking Manhattan.
He's got every house, every little small shed, building. I mean, it's just like you take a 360 and you spin in circles, boy. Whew. He's got them all over the place.
I actually like this. He's gone with a long par 4 to end the round instead of a par 5 or something short and easy. And I actually like that. I like a challenging final hole. I like it to look good, but I like it challenging.
Do that to you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
real life golf courses, they, you know, that finishing hole could be quite the challenge.
So I can hit this lip here on the left and roll it right down to the pin. Oh, damn it. Almost had exactly what I wanted right there.
Oh, I went right through the pin. Oh, I'm going to miss this. I know that. It's more break than I've seen the whole entire round combined. Yep, and I still overplayed it with the 140 speeds. I think you're crazy, Royce.
Holy shit, I got you by a stroke on that. So, look at that. Griff finally got Michael Flood.
Son of a bitch. Ah, shit, I couldn't make a putt the last half. Just kept missing one right after.
I don't care what I score on these, man. So,
Me
solid course. I mean, it really was. I can actually see using this one on tour. I actually think for a CCM course from those pins right there, plays quite well. I mean, most of it was pretty direct. There's a couple of rough little edges around here, things that we brought up, but I mean, every course is going to have that.
The greens is definitely, you know, good enough for CCM.
Yeah, absolutely. They had just enough movement in them and everything else. Now, for if you were to step up from what I consider to be high-end CC Pro going into Web, they're probably a little bit too mundane for that. But for a general week on CC Pro or CCM, kind of a breather for CC Pro, or a good solid week for CCM, I can see this course playing for it pretty well. And I made a note of that just now. So I'm having a hard time finding CCM courses. I really am. So
Well, it always
this
is
one.
tough to find them, you know.
More so
You only
now
play
than it has
North Manor
been
so many
because
times.
everything coming out, man, is. I mean, people even say, well, why don't you just move up the tee boxes? Because that makes it even worse. But the majority of the time,
Yeah,
it really
because
does. You move it
sometimes they're
up, and
just thrown
it's
in
even
there. They're not
freaking
really
worse.
designed for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But this was El Dorado Hills Golf and Country Club by D-Dog. Good, solid effort. And be interested to see how this one does in the judging. So, guys, I'm going to take about a 5-minute break, get this one uploaded and exported to YouTube, and be right back. Cool job. Perfect show. That's what we want right there. Get into Video Manager. Edit info.
I actually got drilled by somebody because I did not put animals on my last two courses. I was like, "Excuse me? Oh, I loved your course. A random message. How come you didn't put any animals?"